World War I, also known as the Great War, was a global conflict that lasted from 1914 to 1918. It involved many of the world's most powerful nations, divided into two major alliances: the Allies led by France, Russia, and the United Kingdom, and the Central Powers led by Germany, Austria-Hungary. The underlying causes of World War I can be traced back to a combination of political, territorial, and economic factors. Tensions and rivalries between nations had been growing for years, with a complex web of alliances forming across Europe. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary by a Serbian nationalist in June 1914 acted as a catalyst for the outbreak war. In July 1914, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, leading to a chain reaction of declarations and mobilizations. Russia, bound by a mutual defense agreement with Serbia, began mobilizing its forces. Germany, fearful of a two-front war. As the conflict escalated, more nations were drawn into the war. The war quickly became a stalemate on the Western Front, a series of fortified trenches stretching across Belgium and France. The introduction of new weapons, such as machine guns, artillery, and poison gas, resulted in high casualties and limited territorial gains. Meanwhile, in the east, Russian forces engaged in battles against Germany and Austria-Hungary. Despite initial successes, the Russian army was severely weakened by a series of defeats and internal unrest, leading to the Russian Revolution in 1917 and the subsequent withdrawal of Russia from the war. In 1917, the United States entered the war on the side of the Allies, tipping the balance of power in their favor. The American entry was motivated by Germany's unrestricted submarine warfare, which threatened American shipping, as well as the revelation of the Zimmermann Telegram, in which Germany proposed an alliance with Mexico against the United States. The war took a heavy toll on both military personnel and civilian population. Millions of soldiers were killed, wounded, or went missing in action. The introduction of new technology and tactics led to unprecedented levels of destruction. The war also saw the mass mobilization of economies and societies, with governments imposing rationing, censorship. In 1918, the tide began to turn against the Central Powers. The Allies launched a series of offensives, pushing the German army back. Germany's military and civilian morale weakened, and its allies, Austria-Hungary and the Ottoman Empire, faced internal disintegration. In November 1918, an armistice was signed, effectively ending the fighting. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, imposed harsh conditions on Germany, including territorial losses, reparations, and the acceptance of full responsibility for the war. The treaty redrew the map of Europe and set the stage for future conflicts. World War I had far-reaching consequences that shaped the course of the 20th century. It led to political upheaval, the collapse of empires, and the redrawing of national boundaries. The war also sowed the seeds of future conflicts, including World War II.